Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
Go.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the Mic.
What is going on? What's up? What's up?
So, welcome to another episode of our Cyclone Inc. podcast about anything and everything in the world
Yes.
of pop culture and beyond. How you doing, Merc?
I'm good. It's just been a crazy ass week and just a lot of things going on.
Leave it at that.
Something of that's happened last week,
Mhm.
which was kind of sad. The creator of the Konami code passed away.
Yes, yes. We had posted that on the Cyclone Inc. Twitter page.
Yes.
I believe he was See, here was the thing that had to take away from it was there was a discrepancy of the guy's age.
Yeah.
So as of now, I don't even know if it's confirmed. It was either 65 or like 79 or something.
They
And it
didn't
was
know
like,
his
how do
age.
you get that wrong? Just which one is the right one? So I don't even know which source you should go to look for that.
Yeah, because the one I had don't even say his age. He was like, "Hey, he worked for Konami for this many years."
So like that was an interesting thing that happened when somebody passed. So, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Do you have the guy's name?
His name is Kazuya Hashimoto.
Yeah.
Kazuya sounds about right. I probably butchered it, but yeah, Kazuya
Be a translator.
Hashimoto.
Need a translator, man down.
Yeah.
But you know, that's it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
That code is gonna live on, like past him, because
It's on
it's
T-shirts and
just
shit now.
means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just because, you know what I think is kind of cool that it has a positive connotation too,
Yeah.
because usually the code brings you something good.
Yeah.
It's always like a little bonus or help me get through this game that's really way too hard, as in the case of Contra.
Yeah.
I think Gradius was the same thing. I
Yeah, it
think it
gave you
gave
30
you
lives.
lives in Gradius.
30 lives.
It did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a hard ass game too. Nobody talks about it, you know.
With 30 lives, it's still fucking hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing with Contra. If you didn't know what you were doing, yeah, you're probably gonna waste them all on the waterfall level.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's all right.
Yep.
I think it's cool though, because we have people like Xavier Woods
Yeah.
as a complete YouTube channel and YouTube empire
Yeah.
that is named Up Up Down Down.
Yeah.
So, props to him, but like also even in death, something that he made will live on. So that's always a positive thing.
Exactly.
So
That's
hey,
cool.
and also another good thing that came out of Konami, because then we can just think about how they have erased themselves from existence
Yeah.
recently. So boo.
Yeah.
But what else you got, Murray?
Did you check out the new Candyman trailer?
Excuse me?
There's a new Candyman movie, directed by Jordan Peele.
Is it the same Candyman? Is he dead or alive?
I actually think it's the same guy,
Okay.
but they didn't show. Well, they didn't show him yet on the in screen. They just showed like the stuff, but it looked interesting. I've never watched the first one.
I've never paid attention 100% to it. I've been in the room while it was on.
Yeah.
And I tried not to watch it because it's kind of gory.
Yeah.
I remember Yeah, I don't like the stump hand with the hook in it. That's terrible. I don't need to see that shit.
Yeah.
What was his thing?
Like pretty much it was like a Bloody Mary kind of thing. You look in the mirror and say his name.
Yeah, he was the mirror dude.
Yeah.
I was like, why was it the angry black man again? Because they
I don't remember.
lynched him and like burned him or something. Like
Probably.
I forgot what it was. It was some unjust death or something like that, right?
It's always unjustified death.
Yeah, so I don't remember exactly what Candyman was. All I know is that shit is terrifying.
Yeah.
So no, thank you.
Yeah. Well,
are you gonna watch it?
I probably would. I like what Jordan Peele did so far with Get Out and things like that. So I'll see what he did.
Okay. Yeah, I guess when you think about it that way, it'll be a different person's take on it. So.
Yeah. talking about remakes. Well, not really a remake, but it's just a video game coming out for it. Samurai Jack is getting a video game on the Switch.
What is up with that? That was this whole weekend has been Samurai Jack focus.
Yeah, I
He's
think it's an
been
anniversary of it or some shit.
'cause if I'm not mistaken, there's also a show in the works, like a one episode or one movie type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, what is it? It's a movie, right? It's a Samurai Jack movie.
yeah.
And like I think maybe Friday that just passed, I believe it was Vanity Fair posted up one of those videos that they have when they talk to certain stars,
Yeah,
and it just so happened to be Phil Lamar.
yeah. I watched it, and then that's when I learned about the game as well.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, I guess it is you're saying it's a
No,
anniversary or something?
I'm thinking because I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Samurai Jack recently, and I was wondering if it's like the anniversary or some shit.
Yeah,
But they
because
are
it's a
making a
lot
video
of.
game, and the game looks interesting.
Okay. Well, look, that's a good thing. If
Yeah,
it's not just some quick cash in on the name, then that's positive, right?
yeah.
Do you know? Is it too early for there to be names of studios involved or anything?
So the game is being made by Soli, whose
Okay.
previous works includes Naruto to Bruto, Shinobi Striker, No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Again, and Devil's Third. Devil's Third.
Get the what? Oh, that game's got hit. I don't think you know about that game.
Devil's Third. It sounds very familiar.
Okay, you remember Itagaki?
Yes.
How could anyone forget once they learn who he is?
Yeah.
So he was the oatmeal cookie man, what we call him. Me and the best friends call him.
Yeah.
He was basically like the Japanese designer of Ninja Gaiden,
Okay.
and well, lead designer. I think he was lead programmer or
Yeah.
something. He was like up there, either lead programmer or producer
I know
for Ninja
exactly what this game
Gaiden,
is.
for DOA in the first two, oh, no, the first four games, I think.
Yeah, I know exactly what the game is. He looked like a fucking cheesy ass, like a Vin Diesel like motherfucker with
And then
tattoos
yeah,
on
so
him and
then there
shit.
was that game that came out like at the end that was supposed to be. It turns out there's a really weird history, and I recommend. There's a video actually that came out not too long ago about the history of that exact game and all
Yeah.
the nonsense that went along with it. And it's the guy I showed you a video for him before, Matt McMuscles,
Yeah.
and it's a series called What Happened, and he actually went into in depth and like I guess he got like developer interviews
Okay.
and all types of shit. And that's just a weird, wacky thing that shouldn't have existed.
Okay.
Because there's a PS2 game that came out like I think it came out at the end of the uh Wii's life cycle, I think
Okay.
it
Yeah. Wii
was.
U.
Wii U, and it was a Wii U. I think is it exclusive? Do you know?
I know for a fact it
Like
didn't
that's
come
the
off.
one thing I don't remember if it was exclusive. Like I don't know if I don't even know if you can get that shit anymore. Like this,
Probably
fuck.
can. You probably can find it. It's just you probably won't find it new. You probably use, but
You could probably get
yeah,
it digital. I don't even think you can do that. Yeah, that's a weird fucking game. That's interesting, man. You should watch that video.
yeah. I'll check it out.
You should learn about that. That's a weird thing.
I know
That's like,
Samurai Jack had a game before. It was on PS2 and it wasn't that great.
yeah, but
Sega
I think
developed it.
wasn't it? It was probably one of during a time when you couldn't expect licensed games to be any good.
Yeah.
If you got one that was good, it was like holy shit. They spent money on this.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
fine.
so it's called Samurai Jack Battle Through Time, and that's going to be the title of the name. Phil Lamar is back as the voice of Samurai Jack,
It's awesome.
and Greg Baldwin will continue the voice of Aku.
Yeah.
So
All right. Cool.
actually the original voice cast is back for the video games, which is cool. So that kind of already puts it up there that I kind of want to play it, and it's expected to come out mid 2020, so around the summertime. For a Switch,
Let's see.
PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Hmm. Yeah. See, I don't think there's nothing really talking about any shows, but maybe there's gonna be something else that goes along with that. That's cool that they're getting a game and they're putting work in.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's good.
All right.
Nice to hear. It's good
Yeah,
stuff to hear. We like good news of video game stuff.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
Oh, another good news: Sonic the Hedgehog is closing in on $300 million in the box office.
Oh, so is
It's
that like the
been
highest that any video game movie?
yeah,
Wow. Okay.
and also it it's been number one since it came out.
Really? No other
So
movie has topped it in the
there
box
haven't
office?
been really much good movies out as is, but then again, you also gotta realize that one thing I gave Sonic a lot of credit, and it was a smart move to put the movie where it was. It
Mm-hmm.
came out the week of Valentine's Day, which Valentine's Day is questionable, but they put it out on a week that kids don't have school.
Oh, okay.
There was
All right.
President's Week, winter recess,
Okay.
so they put the movie out that week. That's smart. That's genius.
Wow.
Where you going? Oh, take the kid damn to movie. See Sonic. That was the only kids movie out.
Okay.
No movie. That was the only like family movie out. So
That's
yeah.
interesting. Like, so how many weeks has it been out?
For going on 4 weeks.
And this hasn't been anything. Cause wow. We're so used to things moving fast, but okay.
I think
It's
it's
just a
actually.
straight.
I think it gained more traction after the second week because a lot of people have been liking the movie.
Okay, so word of mouth is spread
Yeah,
enough that
it
people are
kind
like,
of
"Hey,
had
this is good."
like the Guardians effect. The Guardians first week did good, second week it lost, and then it went back to third and fourth
Okay,
because Guardians lost to Turtles,
really?
and then it
Damn,
went right back up.
they came out around the same time.
It came out a week apart,
Wow.
and then Turtles took over that weekend, and then people realized Turtles sucked, and then
Wait a
went to
second,
see
which one was
Guardians.
it?
The Michael Bay first Turtle movie.
Oh
For,
man, Scott Steiner doesn't like that.
I didn't like that. The movie's terrible, so terrible.
I still haven't seen those two. I still haven't seen the Michael Bay Transformers movies past the first one either.
I think you're doing yourself a favor. The only one I'll say that you should check out is maybe Bumblebee because I actually like Bumblebee and it's not Michael Bay.
Yeah, see, that's fine. I kind of want to,
Yeah,
but man, yeah, I don't those original the ones that look like junk. No, thank you.
yeah.
So
What else we got? I played Yakuza Zero on the Xbox this week. It came out on the Game Pass. If so you have Game Pass, you could get Yakuza Zero available now.
and you were saying
So one thing
you
I'll
prefer the controller.
So one thing I actually feel the controls are very comfortable because the analog stick is on the higher end, is not the low end. So I feel like you using your items with the down pad is not like you're less likely to make a mistake of hitting the down pad.
Ah, okay, I see what you mean.
So
I see what you mean.
that's something I give it. The other one, I think it runs slightly smoother than the PS4 one, but then again, it's also a newer take on the game. So I think they probably have all the updates. They probably enhanced it a bit because the Xbox One X is slightly more powerful than the Pro.
Mm-hmm.
So it smooths out textures better,
Hey
and
man,
it
I
looks
don't
sharp.
have it. You could definitely say you have both games.
Yeah, it looks a slightly sharper, and it's cool. It's nice. I'm glad it's available for Xbox players to play to jump on that
Stop
game.
hating, Scott Steiner. Stop
Yeah,
hating.
Yakuza Zero on Xbox. Definitely play it. It's probably one of the best games I've played in the last 5 years.
So this is this the confirmation of it being like the first uh time for the series to be there?
Yeah.
Like there wasn't any other release, like
Nope.
six or nothing.
Nothing.
Okay,
This is
so this is
the
final.
first Yakuza on the Xbox.
And what is it past zero? Is just zero, or is it gonna be like the
Ko-
first two?
Kiwami 1 is set for, I think, it's May,
Okay,
Kiwami 1, and I think June is Kiwami 2.
okay, cool.
And they're all going to be available on the Game Pass. Which is crazy because also, I can understand why Yakuza was never on Xbox because Xbox is not popular in Japan whatsoever.
Yeah, that's
So
also
I
true.
understand why it's not on Xbox.
Yeah,
But it's nice to see that it's opening the doors because of the Game Pass that's going to allow it to be on Xbox.
mm-hmm.
So Game
That's
Pass,
actually really cool.
yeah, I think the Game Pass is doing some good stuff for the business.
I wish uh, I wish Sony would take that idea because there's like certain franchises that are still locked
Yeah.
in Japan that I would think if they had like a pass type system, I think both companies should, but because Microsoft doesn't have the Japanese presence,
Yeah.
there won't be anything over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just want certain things like I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Sengoku Basara, and it's one of the first things that I was putting on YouTube when I started the channel.
Okay.
But I haven't been able to do that because I want to play the further games, but Capcom refuses to translate that game and bring it over to the US because it's not
Ah.
popular.
Okay. So you had to
Because
translate
it's
everything.
yeah, like so yeah, you can still buy them,
Yeah.
but it'd be so much better if they were just on a service so you could just play it
Yeah.
and not make the investment to buy it because it's not translated.
Okay.
So it's like it's kind of a harsher experience because I have to fucking learn. I won't know what I'm doing
Yeah.
at first. Then you have to look stuff up, and I've done it before, like for Monster Hunter
Yeah.
when it was in the same position when it
Yeah.
was locked to Japan only. So
Nah. So now you're trying not to work hard to play the damn game.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Give
Like,
it
I'm
to me
tired,
on
motherfucker.
a pass for a lower price, free,
Yeah.
and just let me play it. I just want to play it. I'll make videos, but
Lower
let me
price,
play.
free.
Yes. Well, I'm paying for the service, right? So
Yeah, that's true.
that's the little concession and we make the back and forth. They get a little bit of money, right? But they
Yeah.
don't have to see me. I
Yeah.
don't have to see them either.
You hear that, Sony? He don't want to have to see you.
Yeah,
Don't
and I
make
don't
him
want to
go
have to
see
make
you.
you guys work harder to translate stuff. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's the same buttons at the look, the type of game it is, it's like Devil May Cry, but easier. It's the
Okay.
best way to describe it.
Okay.
That's why I like it, because I like those types of stylish action games that
Yeah.
aren't just three punches in a strong, kick
Yeah.
at the end of a combo. You know what I'm talking about. You remember those back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked a lot of those games too. I
And
remember
it's just
playing
like
the one with the zombie with the chick with
with
the
the one for
chain gun.
DS.
No, so it was for PlayStation. I think it was honestly on Xbox. It was a chick in like in a bikini. Not the one that not the
Right.
one that No More Heroes did. I know that one. There was a one before that. It was like you kill zombies and shit, and you had like a Gatling gun and shit.
I think it was. Are you sure it's not only Chambara?
Yeah, that one.
Yes, I know what you mean. I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
yes, I remember that game.
And it's just very simple.
Yeah,
And but there's a style difference, and so I love
you
it.
know what it's aiming at, and they very highlight what they're aiming at.
Hmm. Hmm.
The two things they're highlighting from the most part of the game.
The series now that continues that trend is called what is it? Sing Singing Kagura or something like that.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I'm
they
sur-
have an audience.
I'm surprised this one they never had a second game. The cheerleader one.
Oh, I remember her. The one with the boyfriend's head.
Yeah,
Well, see, that's out to the creator. I think that is that Suda or is that
that's Suda.
Grasshopper? I mean, is
I
that the
think that's
same
Suda.
company, Suda, and Grasshopper is his studio?
I don't think
I get him confused with the other guy.
it's Suda 51. I know he did that game.
So yeah, he's also No More
Lollipop
Hero.
Chainsaw.
Lollipop Chainsaw. That's also No More Heroes. The
Yeah.
same guy, right?
Actually, no.
I
I don't
think.
think he did Lollipop here Chainsaw.
See, there's another guy that does games. I'm thinking Suda 51. I forget the other guy's name. Fuck.
Yeah, it's Lollipop
Well,
Chainsaw. Lollipop. Who
so if
did
you
this
do
game?
that, because like I really wonder why that just died. That's an interesting thing too.
It was Suda.
It was Suda, right?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Suda. It was just a different company. It
And it
wasn't
is
his under his
Grasshopper. Okay.
company. It
This is
was
the one that had James Gunn right as a writer on the game.
yeah, it did. James Gunn was the writer on the game. Warner Brothers Interactive is the one that published it.
Maybe that's why.
That's why doesn't count. The other ones were his studio, and this one wasn't
Yeah,
his studio.
that's
The game
interesting.
was fun though.
Oh, wow. See, I never played it.
Like I like Shadow of the Dam of his. That game was fucking
That was
retarded.
also, yeah, that was a nutty game.
Yeah,
That's great. From the word go, that game is like balls to the wall.
I liked it. Ashura's Wrath.
That's another game that's kind of the same way.
Yeah.
See, but that wasn't him, was it? That was
No,
that
it
was
wasn't. It was a different
that
one.
was
They were just saying games that are like it. That's why.
yeah.
His game,
Balls to the
grass.
wall.
You talking about Grasshopper, manufactured games. That's his company
Mhm.
as well. It's Suda 51 and that. So that's under his company as well. They did No More
Yeah,
Heroes. They did
Killer 7.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Killer 7 was good too. Let It Die. Killer is Dead.
I forgot about Let
Um,
It Die. That was actually an interesting experience. A
Flower,
free to
Sun,
play
and
game.
Rain.
Okay.
They did
I
some
think
weird fucking games
he,
too.
yeah, he makes weird stuff too.
I know Shadow of the Dam I liked a lot. I actually 100%ed that game, and that was
Oh, really?
EA.
Okay.
That was an EA game.
Okay. Yeah, look at the big EA logo on it.
Hmm.
Wow. I always wanted to play Killer is Dead
Killer is
because
Dead. I don't
I
think I played
think
that.
the combat in that one looked like it was more fleshed out
Yeah,
than most of the games. Like if you wanted to look for the death, you could do because most of the games was just like I said, 3 button, mash the button
yeah,
combo. So, but yeah, again, like I was saying about the Basara series, is like I wish that would just come out
yeah,
on a service like Xbox Game Pass.
yeah.
Please,
Um,
Capcom,
what
do it.
else? Um, so there's a rumor of the next four wave of Power Ranger figures that are coming out probably later this year because we already got Wave 5, which is Ranger Slayer, Gold Ranger, Billy, and West from Time Force. So the ones that are rumored to be the next wave after that is Black Ranger, which could be Adam, it could be Zach, but it's without the shield. So let's
What?
see
There's
which
no
one.
face. Come on,
There's
the
no face
suspense.
yet. Well, it just shows the silhouette, the Ranger. It doesn't show like the figure, actually, the actual
Oh, really?
figure. Um, Zeo Red is the other one that's confirmed. So this would be the third Tommy.
What?
Fourth Tommy.
Oh,
This would be the fourth Tommy because Lord Dragon is Tommy as well. Um, I think the villain from Samurai, which I think he should not get a toy because he didn't do shit but sit down.
damn. All right.
All he did was sit. Like he sit and was weak, and then there was one time he fought and he lost.
Wow. Okay.
That was Samurai. And then Ashley from Space, which I'm surprised is Ashley. Ashley wasn't that popular, so I'm like, I don't know about you.
Okay.
But I feel like what the sets indicate at least one Red Ranger. So there's always one Red Ranger throughout the whole series. So they already got their red. I would have took Andros over Tommy, just because it'd be a different character.
I
Seeing that
would have
we got
took T as
hmm?
being a female.
Who?
The girl from the yellow girl from SPD.
Okay,
That's her regular name, but what's her actual name? I forgot her actual
Sid.
name on the
She was
show.
Sid.
Right?
Sid, yeah. I would have took her. I would, yeah. I think she was a better Yellow Ranger than Ashley. But I also think the fact that these are two recurring characters again.
I got
Zach
you. I
was a
got you.
figure. Tommy was a figure. I think you should have at least one to be a different figure. So the red should be like Andros, being Andros.
Yeah, I just mean like, wait, you mean to tell me they didn't make him at all yet?
He's not made yet.
Wow, that's a crime actually,
Yeah,
dude. That's messed up. Yeah.
like we have
Okay.
four
You
Tommies,
make a
no
good,
Andros,
yeah. You make a good point.
and the fact that Zach is gonna be a repeated toy unless they put Adam's head in. Other than that, it's a repeated toy. So that's
Yeah.
my little gripe with
There's
it.
some not great stuff out there. I got you.
Yeah, I don't like when they do that. Like at least they proved me wrong with the Gold Ranger being Trey, so I was happy about that. So it's not Jason. Um, but yeah, I'm glad that they did that.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah, moving on. We got a verdict to go through. Unless you have anything else before.
No, that's it.
Okay. So our verdict this week, we kind of fucked up, and we watched a better movie than what we were supposed to watch. So I'm not mad about that.
Okay.
But sadly, we're gonna have to go back and watch it. So supposedly it was supposed to be Suicide Squad this week, but I got it mixed up, and I'm glad we just watched Wonder Woman instead of Suicide Squad.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. True. True.
So I'm not fighting and I'm not angry about it because Wonder Woman is a better movie. But we do our verdict of Wonder Woman of our DC EU review.
This is true.
So Wonder Woman came out 2017. I think it was June 2017.
Okay.
Let me get the little synopsis. Woman. I think that should open the theme.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hear it as many times. It didn't stick with me.
Yeah, it was at least they, you know what, at least when they used it, it was mainly for the action scenes and they kind of popped it out. So I was like, all right, you're going too much with this, but I got you. So yeah, came out June 2nd, 2017. It grossed about $821 million in the box office.
Okay.
Did good.
So
It
I
did
don't.
pretty good. It was the first DC movie directed by a female and star a female.
Gotcha. Okay.
And yeah, Zack Snyder was a producer on it. But the director Patty Jenkins, she kind of changed a lot of the what Zack Snyder originally had the Amazon's look. So he
I
fully,
mean,
yeah,
yeah. You're right.
yeah, he fully changed them up. Because if you remember in Batman vs Superman, they kind of showed them a little bit, and they were all kind of like half naked and whatnot. So she clothed them, which was good. Cause their outfits made sense.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like. They, okay. Forgive me for not being the biggest like Wonder Woman buff because I haven't read a lot of
Oh, I'm
stuff.
not either.
But from what I can gather, there was nothing that looked out of the ordinary for what you would see, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, everything looked pretty good.
yeah.
That's why I put it. Remember, gave
So
me a Xena vibe. You know how it is.
yeah,
It was very
exactly. It had like a Xena vibe, which was perfectly fine for this movie.
yeah.
So I guess we'll start off. What do you think of Gal Gadot as Diana?
I actually thought she was really like she portrayed the character well. She portrayed like what you would expect for a person who grew up on an island their
Yeah,
entire life that gets put in a situation where you see like different cultures, also right into the horrors of a war you've never even thought was like imaginable. Because remember, she came from
yeah,
the island where it was just horses.
yes.
So
And
there's
they
no
just
vehicles there. Um, Bullets weren't a thing until the guys showed, the soldiers showed. Like, there's a lot she doesn't know, and she actually pulls off being a stranger in the new world like really good.
yeah.
So
I liked her as Wonder Woman. I think out of everything that we have watched so far, I think she was the best part of Batman vs Superman. I think going into this, I was excited to see where she would go with this movie. I've never been a Wonder Woman fan. I never would. I probably will not be one after this, but I was happy with this movie.
okay, no, I'm trying to think back. Besides the show, that was like the only real.
Yeah, like
I don't mean the old '70s show. I mean the cartoon, the Justice
yeah,
League cartoon. Like that's what was okay. You would know. It was Justice League, and then it was what? It turned into something else, didn't it? Like
Unlimited, Justice
Unlimited.
League
Thank you.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like that's mainly my exposure to Wonder Woman because
she
I didn't
had,
if I didn't read
yeah,
the books, where else would I see her?
yeah. I'm kind of the same way. I probably read some Wonder Woman comics, but I never really got into it. Her character always confused the shit out of me, and then they always try to change her up and whatnot, and sometimes it didn't fit, sometimes they did even worse, and it was a lot of things. I know a lot of people that do like her. I couldn't get into her. But I did like her in Justice League. I did like her Justice League Unlimited. I usually like her cartoon takes. The movies were good. The Wonder Woman animated series. They had one that just came out called Blood and Stone, which was actually pretty solid. But most of her take on the animated series, I always thought she was a great character.
Okay, gotcha.
So they always wrote her good in the cartoons. They always wrote her good in the animated series and whatnot. So that's my take on Wonder Woman as well as like the cartoon. But yes, so we had the movie. Chris Pine was her second, was the second actor, was pretty much her the dude she finds in the island and everything. Like we go through the synopsis of the movie. But Chris Pine, I actually thought he was actually quite good in this movie as well. Along with her, I think they had good chemistry on screen. They knew how to work off each other, not like Lois and Clark.
Yeah, he was I mean, it just does help that he's a really good actor.
Yeah,
You know, that's like very natural. I would
yeah,
say
yeah,
very to the time because remember it's a period piece as well.
yeah,
Um, he was really good at depicting us like a heroic soldier because he was
yeah,
a spy, and that's kind of like the most dangerous job because you very quickly find out what he had to do and how he got there because he was a spy in the German army
yeah,
and he stole the head scientist who happens to be this sadistic woman who wants to create. I guess they're basically showing the creation of like mustard gas.
yeah,
Like it didn't exist before, or is it like is she making something stronger? I think she's using it as a base or something and making something
yeah. She's
some
trying.
type of stronger
Yeah,
than mustard gas. 'Cause
yeah,
that's the fictional version because mustard gas is in the real world.
yeah,
They go like 2 times higher. So
yeah,
he steals her notes or what have you, and that kind of slows the production a little bit.
yeah,
And that ends up with him having this whole, he pilots the helicopter, he jumps the guy, slides under a wing, steals an airplane, shoots down the other planes so they can't follow him
mm-hmm.
as quickly. Like,
Yeah,
so he very quickly has like an action scene and everything. Like,
yeah.
and I wonder though because it's him describing the action and it was clearly a flashback. I wonder if he made himself seem more heroic than he really was.
Did he had the rope on him, and he did.
Did he have the rope on him?
Because I remember when they were
Yeah,
questioning him,
no,
he
no,
did.
no.
So he had to
That
tell
was
the
when he was.
truth.
That was when he had the rope. That was when he was standing in front
Yeah,
of, I guess, what do you call it, the queen? They
yeah.
didn't call it queen,
He
right?
she was the queen. Yeah,
But they had like name. They didn't use the title queen. They were
because when she
Amazons.
died, she became queen.
Oh well, I
Yeah.
guess that doesn't make sense when there's no king. Wouldn't you
Well,
just have a unique title for yourselves?
it's queen.
That's weird.
That's the way they do it. So anyway, the way we start this movie off, pretty much, if you remember in Batman vs Superman, this is something that actually ties into it. Is the fact that Bruce Wayne sends her something, said, "I found you,"
Mm-hmm.
and it
Mm-hmm.
was pretty much a case of pretty much some of her memory thing, and her looking at the picture of herself with her crew of the military crew back in I think it was 1940s.
Yeah, because the movie starts off with
Yeah,
with whatever heist it was. I
yeah,
guess. Yeah.
yeah. So pretty much it starts like that, and it just kind of goes right into like a flashback, and the movie was pretty much a big flashback of how she got into Earth and what she did during that time.
Okay. Okay. So,
So
and again, it's still in order of the movie because if you technically, no, if you, even though we skip Suicide Squad, if you go in order of movie, this is still giving you the backstory
yeah,
to what. So,
yeah. It actually, to be honest with you, this one actually makes more sense to be after Batman vs Superman because it leads right into that.
hmm, you're right.
It,
Because,
it,
well, I mean, also, it's like the scene within the museum is
yeah,
literally like, what the hell is he talking about?
yeah,
Now you know.
yeah. Because
So,
also in Suicide Squad, isn't Suicide Squad supposed to be before Batman vs Superman?
I don't even know.
Because that's when he discovers the files and shit like that. So this is the second time he getting the files.
So he gets them from who? The lady?
Yeah,
The Amanda Waller?
yeah,
Or is it she gets it
yeah.
from somebody else?
No, he gets it from her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I guess it is.
yeah,
I mean, and then again, that movie is before this movie. So,
yeah. So pretty much it goes into her past. So basically, you see, little kid Wonder Woman. Yay, little kid.
Hmm.
And you see her like watching the Warriors like practice, and she's trying to practice with them and keep up with them and things like that. And then the person that was training them, she said that she should learn to train, but then her mother was like didn't want her falling into that step. The one thing that weirded me out, like she didn't want her to fight the battles, but she was created to kill a god. Like I didn't get that.
Uh, well, as you mean, as in terms of going on her mission?
Well, her being born was for protection. So the queen and Zeus made a pact to make the babies. That she's the only kid in that island. She's the weapon to kill the god if somehow Ares ever attacks again.
Yeah, but the lady didn't want to train her.
I understand. Like again, like, that's the thing. That was like lady didn't want to train her. Why you didn't want to train her if you knew that was her? That was what it was supposed to be.
I don't understand why that, but she's the one that died anyway.
Exactly. It's like
Okay.
if she you would have let her fight in the beginning, then this shit happened.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I was saying. Like in the beginning, was
Yeah.
that lady paid for her hubris.
Yeah.
She didn't let her fight, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
But
So
she was trying to hide her when it gets the lady like, oh yeah, we should protect the island.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Or you know what? I might have to look back that up, but I have a feeling that they all thought the sword was the god killer, but it wasn't the sword, it was her.
Oh, okay.
I think that's where I'm mistaking it. So I take back what I said.
Yeah, yeah. It makes
Anyway,
sense when she fights the guy and it's like the sword just melts
yeah.
like right there. So yeah.
So this is pretty much the kind of origin story for her. Pretty much just showing her in the island. The island's called what's the island called?
Themyscira.
Deniscaria.
Themyscira?
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
Themyscira or something like that. I don't know.
Deniskara, and that was inhabited by Amazons. No men in sight, and pretty much they had their own warriors and everything like that. They had their own ways of life and everything. So pretty much, you see her kind of grow up in the training. She was secretly training, and then she came out in the open and actually started training. And then that's when the plane came,
Mm-hmm.
and he fell in the water, and she was like, "You're a man."
Yeah, they didn't know what they were. And
Um,
then the Germans attack. They shoot them all up.
yeah. And then they
So
saw like the bullets and what men calls and blah blah blah, and then they capture him. They tie him with the lasso of truth, and ask her what the fuck he was doing.
well, see, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. He went through a lot of this stuff, so
Yeah,
he got to tell them what the whole plan was.
yeah,
That's what I said. Yeah, I just said he took the book
yeah,
and he went to talk to the lady, and he sat there for like a good minute, and then you asked me, was he under the lasso of truth? I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that we kind of explained all that stuff, so we could go past that. So pretty much, didn't they attack the Amazons?
No,
That's
that
what
was
she did?
after they got together with the queen. She learned how, I guess she was still playing with being so strong.
Yeah,
They had the scene where she was gonna steal the stuff and leave
yeah,
against the mother's wishes.
yeah,
And then the mother sees her, and then I guess after she gets the sword,
yes,
and then that's when they go on their mission. And
yes,
then that's when they take the boat and they have this bonding moment.
yep,
And like they discuss more of what he's like, you've never seen a man before. Like she tells, um, I forgot what it is she shares about herself. Like I think she just says that, oh yeah, she tells him like the tales that she's heard of them,
yeah. She sells
basically.
like the wars that they start and things like that, and the reason why they are the way they are
Yes.
is
And then
because
so they have a little funny moment where she's like, they're talking about marriage and stuff.
yeah,
And so she's about to go. I guess I don't know. I didn't know she had to sleep, but they're about to go to sleep, and
yeah.
she says, "You only sleep with a married. Am I only supposed to lay down with a married man?" He goes, "Oh, you want me to lay down with you? Okay, I'll get down." So I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I think they
Whatever.
had little snippets. I liked the fact that she was kind of clueless when they
Mhm,
showed
mhm.
it, and she saw like her reactions. I think that's what made her character more like believable in that sense. It's kind of like Captain America in a way when he comes to the world now. It's like he's a man out of time. He's like, what the fuck is going on? What is a computer? What is a phone?
But
She has the same reactions, but she has the same reaction, but back then.
yeah, I was gonna say about the actress. It's just that she does a good job of playing like really bewildered and like having almost a childlike innocence because that she literally grew up on an island.
Yeah.
So
So they go through
it's
the original mission is her to find Ares, and that was to send her to Ares, and that's what we liked. So he was like, "Yeah, I'll take you to him, but you got to do some stuff first before we go to him." But like I promise, I'm going to take him to him. And that was always he always kept the promise to her for the most part of the movie. That's when you
I think
first
he was afraid to kill because when she said you don't break a promise,
yeah
she kind of grabbed him up. I
yeah
don't know,
yeah
break his wrist.
she was but she was also not really showing her strength. I think she started
Well,
showing her strength
he
when
was
yeah
the scene when they got off the boat. The
yeah
funny thing was when they had that discussion right there
mm-hmm.
about the promise stuff. They also had the character moments where she doesn't know what time period it is there, and she was about to walk out and take off her cloak and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you can't do that. You don't have any clothes on." And he's like, "What?" Again, like they continue to keep building character
yeah
as the movie goes on. Then that leads to the well, see,
his
that leads
assistant
to the secretary,
yeah. And the
and
assistant,
then
they meet up with the assistant, and she takes the shield and sword from her.
yeah, yeah. But see, they have more character building because first they go to the assistant,
Yeah,
they give her the book.
yeah,
That's like the key thing. That's the book.
yeah,
So the book is handed off. So now the British government have it, or
yeah. The British government, because the
or-
guy that plays Ares is one of the main. I think he's the dictator or whatever he is
no,
of the
he's like
British.
I don't think a dictator. I think he's like a
He's the main. He's the head of something.
yeah, he's like I forget. I think he's like the head general, but there's definitely a title for that time period.
Yeah,
Not just be general. It might be something like admiral or something.
yeah. The damn
But yeah,
mustache.
he's the one, and he's advocating for diplomacy because you hear him trying to. They're trying to talk about how to deal with the Germans,
Yeah,
and they mention about them being a proud race, and that they won't go down quietly.
yeah,
So he's like, you can't just kill them. You have to. Uh, Diplomacy is the way out, and he was the only one doing it, and it very much made him seem like a regular character. He
yeah,
did not come off as sinister at all. You know.
yeah. I think they played him off pretty well. Like they kind of hid his character because he didn't have a lot to show in that sense as well. Like he didn't really
Hmm.
show anything. Like you know how some movies they will just show him like in the shadow or something, or him looking upon them talking or things like that. They didn't really show that. They wanted you to not know it was actually him,
Yeah.
and I think they did a good job with that because they again you didn't really see him after that until towards the ending. You
This
saw him
is
like
true.
in one more scene, and other than that, you didn't see him at all. Like he was gone for the rest of the movie. And honestly, you thought Ares for the most part was that the main general of the German army,
You're right.
and the girl like giving him the snorting drug that made
Yeah,
him.
see, and that feeds more into the plot later on, but like they have a good misdirection. So
Yes, I think they did a
at
good
least
job
for
with that.
yeah, yeah, with the villains and whatnot. So like going through this, so we've established they dropped the book off in the that'll play into the story later,
Yeah,
basically, with the book. So that's why I bring that up. But again, with the character moments, they go to take her to get clothes.
yeah,
So that's another character building thing with her where they have her and this Wonder Woman and the secretary like trying on outfits, and then she brings up the fact that you can't fight in this, and it's
yeah,
like they had the funny thing that the lady says, "Oh no, I don't do fisticuffs. You have to use the law of the land or something like that."
yeah.
Um,
It was restricting.
but so she picks out her outfit, and it's just like, well, it's kind of funny they wanted to because Chris Pine's character is like we wanted to downplay her, but it's like, dude, you can't because she's hot. What are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
Yeah.
And they kind of mentioned that they put some glasses on her. It's like, no, you just made it worse. Thanks.
Yeah,
Uh,
I liked her character in this. This,
mhm.
yes, it was funny. She was kind of like out of the blue thing
And she's
about things
clueless
too.
the whole time. That's
Yeah,
the funny thing about it. Like Wonder Woman's character is basically clueless. Like what am I even doing?
yeah. One of my favorite things was when she ate the ice cream.
Yeah. That's true.
She had like the one taste of ice cream. She's like, "You should be so proud of this."
Hmm.
But yeah, like it goes into a lot of the pretty much them finding out or where the bases are and whatnot, and then going from there, that's when they start looking up, trying to find a team to help them go over there.
Yeah, he's collecting his crew of trusty guys. Like after they had the moment in the boardroom.
Yeah,
I forgot. But again, that was another character building moment.
yeah,
And again, another chance to make that guy look sinister, and they didn't.
yeah,
They made him look good,
yeah.
like more like the level-headed guy. You kind of,
Like you kind
if
of,
anybody
yeah,
in that scene would have looked bad, it was that the heavy set dude with the big mustache.
yeah,
That was the one that was like she got all up in his face.
yeah.
So like even there, like still you
Like
wouldn't think of the other guy.
like you actually think that he was like kind of supporting them because after the
Yeah.
whole thing, he came up to them and said like, "Yeah, I understand what you're doing. So let me not tell you not to do this and this and this and that and this is how you could go there." Like kind of silently telling them where to go, but not telling them where to go in that sense. Like
Yeah.
he kind of like he agreed with them. So like again, at that time, you won't know. You don't even think that he's that. You kind of think that you think he's on their side
Yeah.
in that sense. So they get the drunk. They get the they get the, the Native American dude. And the what is he? He is a gypsy or a Spanish dude? I don't know.
No, that was the Moroccan guy. It
The
was the
Moroccan
first guy
guy.
that picked
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it's gypsy. Yeah.
Because he had
uh,
I say Moroccan because he had the hat.
yeah. The Moroccan had. Yeah, he had. It was a Moroccan dude. Then you had the drunk, which was. Well, he was a drunk. He was Irish. Yeah, I think he was Irish. Was he? Or probably British and the thing. And then
Oh, yeah, I think he was the British guy because they said when they had the campfire, they had the different things that everybody was gonna have before they
yeah,
went to sleep.
yeah,
Tea. He said English tea for the German. He said beer for the English, and I forgot what. And I think that was it. Then they went off into some other tangent.
yeah,
But again, there was another cool little like personality building scene there for Wonder Woman, but also to give her perspective of the world she was in
yeah,
was when she talked to the Native American guy
yeah,
about um his people, and
yeah,
she was like, "You don't have a war," and he's like, "No, I, no, I don't have a side in this war," and
yeah,
he's like, "You're not profiting from it?" He's like, "No, not really," and then she goes, "But what about your people?" And he's like, "Well, my people are all gone." And she was like, what, who was the ones
yeah,
that took them out?
yeah,
And then he pointed at Chris Pine's character and
yeah,
he was like, his people.
yeah,
And it's like, damn, son. But it painted the picture that
yeah,
even in that world where shit got that fucked up, that two people who shouldn't have any reason to be on the same side were.
yeah. It worked.
So I kind of got away from that scene. But again, you see her with the child like, wow,
Yeah,
that's great. That's the look she had, and for most of her life, and I mean, for most of her role in that movie was the wow.
yeah.
So
I think we
again,
get after that. I think we get to probably some of the best parts of this movie, and that's when they go into the first responders,
yeah,
and that's when she find. That's when you saw the hero in her, and like her wanting to help everyone that's here, and then she sees everyone dying. And she sees the war, what the war is doing to people. She saw like a bunch of the guys like crippled and shit like that, and she started seeing that she needs to help. If not, it's gonna be worse. And she thinks like the way she could help in that sense. And I think this is some of the best scenes in this movie.
Yeah, I'll still continue to praise this movie for sh kind of building up the character of Wonder Woman to show you why she's such a hero and to show you what makes her become that.
Yeah, I
Because
I agree with this.
because remember that's it's funny that it's almost like it's showing that inaction is the thing that lets the war keep happening. Like if you sit there and watch it, people just gonna die.
Yeah,
Because from the part when they come on the beach and she doesn't do anything
mm,
until like she sees something happen and then she snaps. She sees the girl gets killed,
yeah,
then she snaps. And then when she gets to this part of the movie, she sees the woman with the baby
yeah,
and she can understand her and she tells her what they're doing on the other side
yeah,
and like they're keeping slaves and shit and like it keeps happening. She sees something and like she snaps.
yeah,
And
and
like from that moment on, like the guy's telling her, "We're doing something. We're doing something." He's like, "But what are you actually doing?" Like, no, you guys can't do it.
yeah.
I can. And she puts the tiara on, and like that's when she goes out there and just
It's probably some of the best scenes in this
fucks them
movie.
up. That was for me. That was the best part of the movie, but it wasn't just the action scenes. It was everything that led up to that part.
Yeah, I agree. Like I felt like it showed character, it showed a lot of heart into the movie as well, and it showed that she cared in that
Hmm.
whole scene and everything like that. And it was just a cool ass action scene throughout the whole thing.
Yep. Like, and she was, but make no mistake about it, she's also willing to kill still.
Yeah,
Like, she's not just gonna go out there and like I'm just gonna be this character that's gonna be like feel remorseful about killing and everything. Like that's also interesting to point out is that's never a part of her character. She's
no,
not
no,
remorseful about war.
no,
Never kills a person and then looks down at her sword and goes, "What have I done?"
no.
She knows that this is what it is because it's funny. She has such a simple viewing of life, but the fundamental thing that makes her different from everybody
Yeah,
is that from a child, she literally was around fighting the
yeah,
entire time, and the concept of we're training to kill.
yeah,
So like that's again, it's kind of funny to think about that, and it's also one of those interesting things when people take the time to show that there's a difference between people like that when you make that type of character.
yeah,
Because you ever think about like we're regular people living in a regular world, but I don't think about shooting people in the face and trying to Jet Li kick dudes off of rooftops every day. But there's somebody out there that is.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because their job is, yo, I gotta be ready at any moment because shit could pop off.
yeah,
So it's really showing you the difference between like that type of human, that type of not she's not a human, but that type of character existing in a world amongst just regular people.
yeah,
Like different things affect her differently.
yeah,
Wow. Like that's this like up to this point in the movie already, it's already better than Batman vs Superman.
yeah.
I'm sorry, it
And
just didn't.
I think the action scenes it was just all shot well done, and I think the way they used her weapons in general, like the shield, the lasso, and everything like that, they did everything. They gave you a little bit of everything of her arsenal within this action scene as well.
I like also that they at least let there be some practical be mixed with the CG
Yeah,
because there's they use a slow mo for the practical well.
yeah,
So she could do the thing like where she slid on the shield and like slid across the floor and kicked the dude. Like that was well executed
yeah,
from like just me watching that perspective. But then also they didn't overdo it with the CG because you could kind of see where she was lassoing dudes outside. That wasn't
yeah.
it.
Yeah, the
But
lasso. My only issue was the lasso. The lasso was just too bright, and it was like, "Blee." It
but you
just
know what? It was like I let it be that
yeah,
because
I understand it. Like that's what the lasso actually looks like. Like it's supposed
I
to be
wouldn't want that
this.
coming at me.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you don't have to tell the truth.
yeah, I
Uh,
get you, but like I wouldn't want that. But she could whip you too. It's like
yeah, she was like yanking people's legs and shit like that. But it was also just the CGI was just how bright it was. That's sometimes it looked funny, but you understood it because the character that's pretty much her weapon.
yeah, yeah.
So
Like
that
it
was
worked out. I don't know. Like there's so many. This is one of those movies that, and I don't want to compare it to Marvel, but it's the reason why Marvel movies work well. Is like this is a good example of this is basically what it would look like if this existed in the same world that you and I live in.
Yeah.
This is not a fantasy idealized version of the world.
Yeah.
It's like this is DC kind of telling us a grounded story with this fantastical character. And it's like, all right, you
Yeah.
got to put in the work
Yeah.
because the set pieces for the movie just all look like, all right, if you're telling me this is what, World War I,
Yeah.
this looks like what I would imagine it would be around the time. So it's not, it's kind of like, you know how, Man of Steel, Superman is in Metropolis.
Yeah.
But Metropolis kind of almost looks like a, yes, it looks like a real city, but it almost looks like it's any city.
Yeah, I could agree.
It looks like it's not distinct enough.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman, the set pieces for the parts in Germany look super distinct. The parts for when they're in, what is it, Britain, I think it is, or somewhere in the UK,
Yeah.
it looks distinct. You see the bridge, you see the stone buildings, is the church, the temple, and all that. Like it just looks like they're somewhere. There's somewhere real.
Well,
And when she like flies to that steeple and destroys it, that shit looks cool as shit.
yeah, it was cool. That was a crazy ass scene too. Like she fucking
Yeah.
just run and crushed that shit.
And she got help from the human dudes, and like they rallied together. Like that
Yeah.
was like everybody got a chance to shine. Like it was cool.
Again, it reminds me of that whole scene. Also gave me the feels of Captain America, which is a great movie to compare it to because that was a fucking awesome movie. But the scene when him and the crew were all like taking over the bunkers and things like that, it had that feel that scene.
Yes,
And
definitely did.
again, I equally like those two scenes perfectly. I thought they both did the job well in them taking over and things like that. And then they had a little celebration.
Yep.
They were able to calm down a little bit.
Never long lived in movies though.
Yeah. And then it goes into more going into the base. And that's when they launched the gas to where they just saved.
Yeah, so we kind of didn't go too much
Okay.
into detail about the gas,
Okay, so we didn't
the
go. Yeah.
effects of the gas, because I glossed over the lady
Mm-hmm.
and her insistence on making the gas, but why? But you get to see what she wants it to do,
Yeah.
because they first test it on a soldier, and he has a gas mask on, and they see him bugging out and shit, but the area protected by the masks, it starts to corrode, and then it stops.
Yeah.
And what she wants to do is just make a gas that will just destroy all equipment for at the time.
Yeah.
Like, so it'll make the gas mask completely
You
useless.
couldn't hide it. You were gonna get hit by it no matter what, and that was what she was getting into. She was pretty much the right hand person to the general, the German general. She kept giving him these.
Well, there's a scene where she transfers, and they transform into that basically because they have is it after the part we're talking about with the
Um,
celebration? Because I forget what part of the movie they go into that.
I think we
Once the
passed it slightly because they kind of go into her torturing the guy, and then they go into him taking that little blue thing that he cracks and sniffs and shit, and they gave him power.
yeah. So they say things in that scene that give you a little context of where they are in the war.
Yeah.
Because he comes into the room talking about that they're losing.
Yeah.
He's saying it's over, it's over. The Germany they want to quit,
Yeah.
and that's leading into them both. He's like full on. Oh no, you're not stopping this. I believe in you, which he actually says, and he strokes her clay face or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she says, I made something for you," and that's when that's the debut of the gas that
Yeah.
he sniffs that makes him have the light up face. And again, this is the red herring of the movie because it is like, oh shit, his eyes turn black for a second. He really is the God of War.
Yeah.
And so that kind of feeds into Diana's like, that's her thought. That's the other thing in the movie. That's the main plot. That's one of the main plot threads.
Yeah.
Is she believes that stopping him will stop this war.
Yeah.
That stopping Ares will stop the man's war.
The war in general. Yeah.
Yes. So
So
that's a big
now we're
part,
caught
because
up.
it leads to a part that happens later on where she's disappointed.
Yeah. So now we're going into when they attack. This is when they actually. This is when she meets him and takes him out, and then the gas was in the city, right?
Yeah, she doesn't he say to Chris Pine's character after the scene that he stopped her from killing him?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So they meet for a first time, right?
yeah.
And he didn't. But then what exactly does he do?
Well, no, he took another one of those like those things to get him powerful, so he was able to fight Wonder Woman 1-on-1 and shit. And then she takes him out.
No, no, no. Before that, when
Wait.
with the because she doesn't, she kills him later.
Yeah.
That's when they have the fight scene.
So they're starting to set up for to take over the camp. They launched something to the city.
Okay,
So while
yeah,
they were there, they launched the
gotcha.
gas to the city, and
Yes.
that's when he told her what happened during the time. Like after she killed him, when they were talking, he was telling her that no, like the war is not done. We still have a lot of shit to do. The gas hit the city, so there's still a lot of shit to do. So she realized that wasn't what she was after, but she didn't know if there was something more after that she had to go after, and she didn't know where to go from there. And then that's when they launched the gas thing to the city, and that's when she found out that they killed the whole thing, people in the city.
So she killed him twice?
She killed the main dude once, and then they
No, that's
had
in the wrong order.
wait.
That's in the wrong order because she kills him at the end of the movie before the real guy shows up. Remember they had the fight scene in that little
Yeah,
tower?
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm getting confused.
That's yeah, no, no, that's after the gas attack on the village.
Okay.
Remember they had the thing where she walks into the village
Yeah.
on foot. She gets off the horse,
Yeah, she
walks
goes
through the
back.
village into the smoke.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what that is, and she walks right in, and then she just sees everybody dead, and she starts to freak out.
Yeah.
And then as she's standing there like getting free, getting pissed off and like just like she's like horrified by war.
Yeah.
And then Chris Bond's character runs in, screams up. He gets hit with the gas. He moves back. She walks up to him, and then she's getting pissed because something he did stopped her
Yeah.
from killing him.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So we missed that whole scene that they were in like that banquet.
Yes. Okay. So I missed that.
So they had this whole banquet and shit like that, and she had the which she somehow I don't know how the fuck she was wearing that sword underneath the dress because she had it like in the back of her dress, and seeing a meme and that she had the blade between the butt cheeks and shit like that. Because again, like if you really think about it, how she was wearing the sword, I'm like,
Yeah. How?
like how? It's not a bendable blade. It doesn't go close or anything like that. It's a straight. And it's a pretty big story. So I think we missed that part when their first confrontation.
Okay.
She was trying to kill him then.
Yes. So that's the part where she brings up after right at the end of the gas attack
Yeah.
that he stopped him, and that's when she made up her mind that
Yeah.
nothing was going to stop her from killing him.
Yeah.
Because again, up until this point, we and you and her are all in agreement that that general is Ares,
Yeah.
and she's on her mission. She's gonna go to him, and she's gonna break one off in his ass, and she's gonna end the whole thing, and everybody's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, we missed that part.
Yeah.
So
That was a big key part too.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like after, because I'm like, no, he died way later. Later after the gas attack, not before.
Yeah. So that was before the gas attack though.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was the chance that she had a chance to kill him. That's when the fucked up face chick discovered Chris Pine's character as well.
Yeah, I forgot what was this lady's name. I forgot what her name was.
I forgot her name too. Okay.
Because
She was a character, but she wasn't such a big character that I just remember her.
no, you know what the thing is? She just, her name not being like on the tip of my tongue is probably because I wasn't listening to Mass Valiant.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find her.
Um,
Dr. Maru.
really?
Yeah.
All right, that's easy. I was gonna ask you, but like since we both don't know about the comic books pertaining to Wonder Woman, like I was gonna ask, is she based on a real character?
Yeah, I think her name was Dollface. I forgot the character's name.
Oh, really?
100%. but she's a big character in the Wonder Woman comic.
Oh, see, I didn't even know. All right.
Yeah, Dr. Maru. That her name is Maru in this.
Yeah, yeah, I see it.
Um,
Isabel Maru. Yeah. Mm.
DC.
Yeah, it was and I mean to her end, she got what she wanted. She got her deadly mustard gas
Yeah.
because that was the test. They tested it on that village and killed everybody.
Well, in the comic, I think it's a guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a guy. No, it's a girl. It's a really brolic looking girl. It's a girl.
I think it says Dr. Poison.
Yeah.
If you
Dr.
Wikipedia.
Poison. There, that was the name. Dr. Poison.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Okay.
yeah, we call it cut up. So now we go into the tower.
Yeah,
That's where
we
she
go
fights
into
Ares.
the final act of the movie.
Yeah, she catches Ares, and they have this good conversation.
Oh, we gotta set up the scene because
Yeah,
she finally catches that general dude.
yeah,
She catches the main general.
yeah,
It's what is his name? His name is
yeah.
Ludendor.
Ludendor.
So he takes his blue dust and
His blue
becomes
dust.
powered up.
His stardust.
Yeah, yeah, basically. And he gets the light up face, and they
Yeah,
have a small battle. You know, he he's not really as trained to beat her hand to hand, but he manages to get the sword away from her,
yeah,
and like is saying, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," and she's like, "Nah." She's like, "Motherfucker, please," and like pulls off this really cool move where she deflects the sword and
yeah.
kicks him out of the cabin.
Yes.
And I was like, "Oh, that was pretty dope." And then he climbs up to the roof. I forget what for. Then she chases him up there, and that's where she like finally puts she beats him down and puts the sword in his chest,
Yes.
and that's where she believes that it's supposed to be over.
Yeah.
She believes like that's it, that's the end. It's supposed to stop the war, everything is done, and then from there, she's like disillusioned. She's kind of like they don't even know if she's gonna continue,
Yeah.
and you see the team below her. They're like, "What about her?" And he's like, "We gotta do it by ourselves. We gotta go." So Chris Pine's character leads his team,
Yeah.
and they infiltrate, they put on the gas mask to blend in, which is kind of silly.
Yeah.
Um, and then they get in there, and then they're basically plotting on how are we going to destroy the massive plane, because then they unveil the massive weapon.
The big ass plane.
Basically big ass plane.
The big ass plane. That's gonna be the name
Big
of it.
ass plane.
The big ass plane.
And then they go back to Wonder Woman, and this is when we see the
The unraveling of Ares.
yeah, basically like, oh shit, like how did you even get here? So the guy who was, I guess he was a British admiral.
Yeah.
Again, I should get his name,
Yes.
but that he had the most, like I was telling you, when he was Ares, his mustache was just distracting the hell out of me.
He just stared at the mustache.
Yeah, it really was. Like I was looking right through the helmet. I'm like, he still has a mustache.
Sir Patrick Morgan. That's his real name.
Okay, so he's inside the booth where she just had the battle with the general before.
Yeah.
And then so basically this is showing who Ares is. They have a speech. She comes in with the rope to get the truth from him,
Yeah.
and he grabs the rope and he can show her what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And he's saying that he was made to return the world to the paradise before humans. And she's like, she wants no part of that.
Yeah.
And then that's where the fight begins, because then he shoots the giant electric shockwave and blows up the damn thing, and it freaks everybody out and it sends them into a panic. I guess that's when they get their time.
Yep.
So
And then you see the mission of the big ass plane, and them trying to get their plan together. Chris Pine pretty much sacrifices himself to go chase the plane.
yeah, they have the line. What is it? You can save. I forgot what he said. I can save today. You can save tomorrow. Is what he said.
But he's like, at the time she couldn't hear him because of the big explosion that she had. And
Kind of like that. I kind of like that.
I like that. It was a nice scene, and it wasn't even like you expect like a lovey dovey scene, and it was what it needed to be, and I think that I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's still a big fight between her and Ares. More CGI than anything. It's not like
Yeah,
one.
this is where the budget went.
It's not where my favorite fight scenes in the movie. Not my favorite villain in the movie, even though the building of it was. I think they did a good job just not telling you the villain was,
Mm.
but I think the villain itself was just. Uh,
The fight was, I told you, the fight was very like early 2000s, like late 90s.
yeah,
Like, it's a grand villain,
yeah,
and I'm going to stand here and speak to
and
you
tell you
and
my plan.
this grandiose voice. And, look at this budget. I'm going to wave my hand and things happen.
And then he told her straight, pretty much, you're the weapon, not the sword. Like you told her that you're the weapon.
Mm-hmm. Exact. What, sir? What do you mean?
Yeah. So then he just starts shooting things out his hands, and there's a lot of blocking with the braces, and a lot of blowing up shit, a lot of like electricity. Then he started using his electric current, and she started realizing that her bracelets are sucking in the electricity current. And then she keeps getting hit with it and keeps blocking it until that one big source of electricity hit her. And then she jumps in the air, does the whole Wonder Woman sign thing, and just cyclops her.
Yeah, you right.
She cyclops him.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened. Oh, don't say that. That sucks. Sucks.
She kind of did.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crater. That was it.
Yeah, she just shot him with his own power, and she killed the
Yeah,
guy.
again, it was very anticlimactic. It
Yeah,
wasn't the coolest CG. It wasn't the coolest use of Ares, I don't think.
yeah,
Shit, he was cooler in Injustice too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I like again. I say like like this with this movie in general. Like the first 2 hours, I think the first 2 hours of the whole movie was worth it because the story building and stuff like that. The last fight scene was anticlimactic. It was just like it was just there. They had to get something big and big explosions, and I feel like they had a quarter. They had a quota to hit in this movie.
Yeah, this movie almost felt like it didn't need CG, but like the budget was so big, it was like we got to.
We got
We
it. We
gotta,
got it in the budget. We got to use it.
they didn't want to have a party afterwards.
Yeah,
They were like, "Nah, we gotta spend this money."
yeah. So pretty much with the plane. What happens to the plane? I don't remember the plane.
They're playing.
The plane.
Doesn't everything blow up? Because
He blows up the plane. He blows up. He sends the plane into the factory
yes.
and blows everything up. There's no signs of him alive.
Mm-hmm.
So you go into the scene, and back in London, you see all the pictures of everyone that passed away, and you
Yes.
see her come in and see Chris Pine's picture on there, and she was sad.
Yes.
And then it goes right back into the future,
Mm.
and her remembering having the watch and seeing the picture and
Yeah.
saying thank you to Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes into something. She hears an explosion and she flies up, and then that's the end of Wonder Woman.
And so that's pretty much. I don't want to say like it's leading into the next thing, but I guess that's Wonder Woman. What is it? 85 is not in the same timeline.
86, yeah, it's not in the same timeline.
Okay, so basically they're just showing she's continuing her heroic efforts, I
Yeah,
guess.
and then also, yeah, but then again, we do know the time frame of because she met Bruce Wayne, so it was after Batman vs Superman.
Yes.
But you don't there's a whole chunk of history that you don't know about her, so it's fine that they could actually go back with her
Yeah,
because there's a whole
but I
timeline.
don't know. Here's the thing. With that being the last scene in that, going back to that series, did those movies have more? No, they didn't because they were before this movie.
Yeah,
Well, I guess you're supposed to go back to Batman versus Superman and watch that
don't watch it.
to refresh your memory on what she was supposed to be like in the present timeline.
Yeah,
Man, I'm not watching that again.
was there an extra credit scene?
For Wonder Woman,
Yeah,
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
I don't think there was extra
I'm telling you.
credit scene. Because if it was, I didn't see it.
But I will say overall, this is probably the best of all the DC superhero movies I've seen thus far.
Yeah,
Because I have not seen Shazam.
yeah.
Uh,
It was a better. It was better than Batman vs Superman. Yeah, I think I enjoyed the character building of this movie more than anything of it. I think they did a good job in building her character, made me actually care about the character, and it's a character that I'm not crazy about. So, for to make me a fan of the character, I'm for that.
and it's like it didn't take an overabundance of CG
Yeah,
make a superhero movie. Like it's just a lot of there's a lot of things about this movie that were very simple that I think they should DC as a whole should kind of just go. I don't see. I can't even say. I hope they learned lessons from this movie, but I don't think they did because it didn't like nobody really like Justice League as much as this.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't, you know what I mean?
It's gonna be
I haven't seen it. I know you've seen it, right? But
yeah.
all I hear is people say Justice League sucked, and I like,
It's
but
terrible.
wasn't it not bad?
It was pretty bad. It
It
was
was
pretty
worse than
bad.
Batman vs Superman.
I say the contents of what they did with the movie, it could have been better, but no, I think Batman vs Superman at least had some more plot. Had not say plot points, but I feel the
Oh,
characters were portrayed better in that movie.
oh no, we still gotta watch that.
Suicide Squad too. Suicide Squad and Justice League is gonna be torture. So we're gonna wrap this up. So again, what you give? What
I would give
rating
this
you
movie
give Wonder
like if I
Woman?
rated a number,
A
I'd give
number
it a 4. If I gave it
one
a
out of
letter,
five.
I'd give it B plus. Yeah,
1 out of
I really
five.
like the movie. Again, it's that feeling that the Captain America Rocketeer feeling.
Okay.
It's like there's a lot of that. The
Okay.
period, it's a period piece, but it's a lot of just this movie had a lot of character building. It
Yeah.
really makes you like the character of Wonder Woman.
I agree. I agree. I'll give it a 4 as well.
Yes,
I
sir.
say it's a solid 4. I think I would have gave it more if the ending had it was not anticlimactic like it
Yeah,
was like the
weakest
Ares
part.
and shit.
Yeah, the
I
weakest part. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that was. I'll say the first 2 hours were fantastic, and when it got to that, it was like, okay, I'm done with this movie.
Yeah.
So I think Chris Pine and Gal Gadot were great. I
Yep.
enjoyed their performance in this movie. I thought they had great chemistry, not like Lois and Clark. Like I said before, they actually seem like they actually have they feel they off each other and stuff like that. So it was actually pretty cool.
Yes.
I like the little characters too, the little jokes and the little things. I think they had jokes in it. It was just settled, but it made the movie more interesting because you see the kind of character she was building into.
It was a more human movie
Yeah,
because yo, Man of Steel no.
more human than the other humans.
Man of Steel had its moments,
Yeah,
but it felt less. I don't know. It felt like a world that was almost sterile.
yeah,
Same thing with Batman versus Superman.
yeah,
It felt like this sterile world, but this felt like everything was alive.
yeah,
You could almost feel them being in the time that they were in. You
yeah.
know what I'm
So
saying? Like something about that. It's just, I guess it is a credit to the director. I forgot. It was wasn't there a female director as
yeah,
well?
Jenny. Yeah, that was the first one that actually had a female director. She is also coming back for the Wonder Woman 86
Oh,
as
Patty
well.
Jenkins. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did she do a lot of stuff?
I think I think she did Hurt Locker.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not sure, but
Okay. I wouldn't know. I haven't seen that movie. I've heard of it,
Hurt
but
Locker was actually a really good movie. But I actually think I think she did a different movie. I don't think she did Hurt Locker.
okay.
Let me just see. She did Monster. It's a movie with
Charlize
Charlize
Theron.
Theron. Yeah,
I
she did
remember
that
that.
movie.
I didn't see the movie, but I remember when it came out.
Yeah,
The
so
marketing.
that's what she was known for. And
Okay.
then she did. She's doing One Woman 80. Oh, One Woman 84. We're both wrong with the date.
84. Okay.
Wonder Woman 84. I kind of saw the trailer. I'm not really crazy about the trailer, but I'm hoping the movie was good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not enough to make me go, this is not going to be good.
But after this movie, I kind of have hope for
Hmm.
it. for the most part. So we have Wonder Woman with a 4. Where you gave Batman vs Superman?
3,
I give it a 2.
because it was just there,
Yeah,
you know.
and Man of Steel.
And it made me sad because I wanted to see a Ben Affleck Batman movie. That's what it. Man,
I agree with that. I feel like there should have been a Ben Affleck Batman movie before that movie.
yeah.
And Man of Steel, where you give it?
I gave it a. I think I gave it a 4.
You gave it a
Either
4.
4 or 3.5. I think
I
I
think
gave it a
I
4
gave it a 3.5.
because
And
I liked it. But
yeah,
when I think to which movie I like more, this or that, it's definitely Wonder Woman.
okay,
So
all right.
I will give it a 3.5.
Yeah, so Wonder Woman, yeah, we liked Wonder Woman. That's a
Yes.
positive. But next week we have Suicide Squad, so that won't be so positive.
Oh, that's not good. It's you know what? More than Batman versus Superman, that movie was just there.
Yeah,
It's not offensive. It's not awe-inspiring. It's just there.
the only thing I remember, and the only things that two things that I liked out of the movie was Will Smith's character, which I thought I was gonna hate, and I liked it Harley Quinn.
I like Will Smith and Harley Quinn's characters. I'll give it that. But
Yeah,
I kind of like there's some character moments in that movie that I like where they try to show you some of the bonding between the team.
yeah.
That was a little bit of like, all right, there's something here, but there was so much just boring, boring, boring.
And Jared Leto as Joker,
But that was hardly even in the movie. That's the thing.
but it was
That was another
bad.
part of the movie I didn't like. I listen. I could. It's like Sonic the Hedgehog with me.
Yeah,
If you, if they were gonna stick with the bad one, I would have liked to see the bad one if they went all the way. If they went ahead with Jared Leto.
yeah.
I felt like they went well headed and they pulled back.
Okay,
They didn't go all the way with him. They didn't have. He was hardly in that movie.
yeah, but
Like, I get there was a vehicle for Harley Quinn and they thought the rest of that team was gonna blow up,
yeah,
but he was hardly in the movie.
yeah.
Like, that's the part that made me aggressively like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all tried to use the fact that the Joker was in that movie to market it. Fuck. So
And they try to just do everything that Guardians of the Galaxy did. They try to get like every single pop song that people like to put in
yeah,
the soundtrack.
yeah, I remember that as well. That was a clear
Yeah.
case of trying to copy something that was
Yeah.
popular. Yeah.
So next week, for the verdict, we have Suicide Squad, which originally was supposed to be this week, but I'm glad we did Wonder Woman, so at least we got something good in between.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So yeah, next week Suicide Squad.
Yes, sir.
Guess we wrapped it up.
Yes. Thank you for listening. Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. Well, he really is coming in head first, everybody. It's the Punisher. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere, Red Cyclone Inc. We are on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. We have a WordPress as well. You can hear this podcast and the Wrestling Babble on our SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And make sure to check out YouTube.
Yep.
And that's all Red Cyclone Inc.
Yep.
Where you at, Mark?
You can follow me on all social medias as Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitch TV, YouTube, all Mark with the Mic. Follow our Facebook page of the Wrestling Inc. and the Wrestling Babble. We're very interactive on there. And also, always remember, follow the Jinkies.
Because he got them sandwiches he's not supposed to have. Somebody, get him a wrap.
Yeah. Get him a
Give him a
wrap.
wrap.
Smack the sandwich out of his hand with the Wonder Woman theme.
Oh, make sure you slide across the floor in slow motion before you do it.
You're going to get a boo-boo.
Use the shield. Use the sandwich. Use the sandwich to
Man.
slide.
So peace out, laters. Again, next week, Suicide Squad will be the verdict. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to that. And also, sorry, we will have new Shell Shock, the Morphin Cast, and Not a Trekkie all coming back up in March. A lot of shit happened in the last couple of weeks, so we can't really get it done. But we'll be redoing those. We have Lost Galaxy, will be the Morphin Cast. We have Shell Shock, Turtles 2, Secret of the Use, and Not a Trekkie. We're doing all the spoofs and all the spoofs inside shit that copied Star Wars and whatnot. So,
Oh wow. Okay.
all right, peace out, laters, and yeah.